Calling all flock members. If you want to become truly elite, for just $1 a month, you too can become an elite bad bird. Check out my Patreon account. Link is in the description.
Hello, my flock. I'm going to do not a review today, but I'm going to kind of show you something that my son and I have collected over the years. And it's something that is close to both of our hearts, and that's Andrew's Arcade. It's something that came to our minds back when he was just, 7 years old. And really it was my concept because I love the 080 stuff, and he was just growing up and beginning to learn more and more about it. And I surprised him with an arcade game, and from then on we turned his room into Andrew's Arcade. Because I liked it about movie theaters. You had an arcade right beside of the movie theater or inside the movie theater, and you could play video games before you watched the movie. And I loved that concept. Plus I love the 80s arcades, classic arcade games. So I'm going to show you our arcade room. And it's kind of a bittersweet moment. We are going to part ways with the arcade here in the next few months. We're going to be trying to sell our games out of it, and it's kind of the end of an era for me and Andrew. We're going on to different things, but we wanted to kind of put it on film, the actual arcade for one last time, and we want the flock to see it the way in its glory, the way it was when we had it going. So we always have this video to remember it by. So come with me and watch us do a review on Andrew's Arcade. This is the entrance to the arcade. I've got the lights off to show you the effects of the games playing in their environment the way they would be back in the 80s. Because all the arcades were very dark when you walked into them. You see Andrew's sign I made for him, Andrew's Arcade, out of Tron lettering. And I put all the Mario and the Donkey Kong and Pac-Man and Space Invader symbols on the wall. Everything in here I painted. I used, I didn't do that freehand on those characters or the writing. I used a, like they used back in the old days when school, overhead projector type thing. And I made a template and I copied it and then painted it by hand. But I did paint it by hand. We go right in the main thing here, and we got my favorite, the one, the only Crawl, the arcade. I remember this back when I was, after I'd watched the movie in Middlesbrough Arcade, this game came along and I was totally mesmerized by the beast in it. And so I played this game at Middlesbrough, wasn't very good at it. It's back in the 80s, you only had like a few levels, but I still kind of stunk at it. And I love the sound effects it makes, the beast roaring. Listen, see if it does the roar. I love it when you hear the glaive slide across there. Sometimes you hear the beast. Sometimes he will make a roar sound. I don't know if he will or not, but we'll kind of look at it. But I love the artwork here on the side. If you can see it through the glare. You got Prince Cowan and Alyssa. I love that artwork. When I turn the lights on, I'll get a better picture of it. That's it going over there. I even put my posters in here of movies I liked. My Grease 2 poster. Then we got over on this side, we got my Back to the Future, Last Starfighter poster, and Dragon's Lair. We got the Multigator here. We bought this. We started going to arcade auctions and we started picking up different type of games. And we got this one so we could have all the classics. So we could have Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Space Invaders, anything that you would think of the 80s, all in one cabinet, so we wouldn't have to have so many machines. Didn't we, Andrew?
Exactly.
So we really, really liked that part aspect. And Galaga. We had Galaga on it, I forgot. Galaxy and all different types.
Yeah, there's a lot of different games, so, you know.
Yeah, we are not selling that one. That one is staying.
This one's staying, because we love all the originals, but everything else is sadly going,
So there's the big Andrew's Arcade sign that I drew. I didn't draw by hand, but I did paint by hand. I got templates, like I said, and used a overhead projector.
It's got Pac-Man over there.
And you can see I did the Tron lettering. You can see Donkey Kong a little better. When I turn the lights on, I'll get a better look at this. But yeah, like Andrew said, where's Pac-Man over top of there that I did. And also on this end, I did even, this one was the meticulous one I had a hard time with. Lucky Andrew was really small and I didn't get my way up much, so I made the Space Invaders, because that's one of the first games I ever played when I was young. The Space Invaders, I tell Andrew back in the late 70s. I played that at a Pizza Hut on a cocktail table. Terminator 2 holds a big place in our heart too, because we've actually had this game twice, haven't we, Andrew?
Yeah, we stole it once when we didn't play it, but then we missed it, so we got it again.
Yeah, so we kind of missed it. We like the Terminator's big glowing eyes on the side of it to be shown there, and we decided to get it back. One of the guns is not working, and the picture quality is starting to do better on the screen there.
Yeah,
it only talks when you actually start messing with the buttons, but you hear Terminator's voice, and it is the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. And here's our creme de la creme Shaq Attack. We wanted a pinball machine so bad, didn't we, Andrew?
Oh yeah.
So we decided to get this one, and it is an awesome game because we
really fun.
Yeah, we didn't even plan on getting Shaq Attack. We was actually going to do another one, and this one happened to go on sale, kind of like at the auction, like me and Andrew went to all the time.
Yeah.
That's where we got a lot of these games. We got the Terminator at the auction. We got the Multigator at the auction.
I think this is
the
the
Blitz.
only one. I think this is the only one we didn't get.
Blitz. This one, Star Wars Trilogy, and the Kroll, I got offline. Oh, this is a creme de la creme, Andrew. This was a Christmas gift from Santa Claus at the time, before he knew that I was Santa Claus. This was from Santa Claus. Andrew got it when he was, what, 7?
Like 7.
And it was a heck of a thing to sneak in here with that boy not seeing it. He played this at the like the mall, like I told you, in Millsboro, like I played the original Crow when I was younger. He had played this a few times and got really good at it. He can play the whole game without even getting killed once, can't you?
Yeah.
And he had the high score on this one too. He's awful good at it, but we loved it because the graphics were so realistic to the original movie. He played 3 different levels: Hoth, Indoor, and Yavin, and it's got great graphics, great sound effects. I don't know if it has the original actors or not, but that's Star Wars Trilogy Arcade. Then we have It Felix Jr. This was we were going to make this into a It Felix, so it's nothing in it, right? It's kind of gutted at the time, so we just it's a thing a game in transition, I guess. And we have NFL Blitz. Back when NFL was great in my life, I really liked this game. I bought this at the auction, and that's when I think I bought a Terminator at the same time. I think I had 2 of them at the time before we sold the Terminator the first time. But it's got good sound effects and everything. It's got good action in it.
Also,
I liked it.
One game that used to be right here that's not here, was sold a long time ago, was Gauntlet.
Yeah, the Gauntlet we played.
We used to have a Gauntlet that has been sold, so yeah.
So we've kind of went through a few different ones.
But the reason why you're probably wondering, like, why are you getting rid of these games? You know, it's so cool. And, you know, Shaq or Star Wars. Why are you getting rid of these games? Well, the floor is tearing itself apart.
Yeah.
It is just not going right. Let me show you.
Let's turn the lights on here.
But I don't know if you guys can notice, but around the floor area,
the weight of the games
the weight of the games is really tearing
starting to give away.
house.
We're getting some kind of sinking places here and there.
And it's really destabilizing the ground, and we need to get rid of these because I'm afraid. Me and my dad are afraid that's eventually it's going to give, and it's going to.
Plus, too, I could move them in the garage. I could redo this paint job and put it in the garage and stuff. But we came to the realization
we don't play it. We
rarely play them, just like special occasions, and they are games that need to be played.
Exactly.
So
we think that somebody else needs to play them a little bit more.
Definitely.
Than we are.
Exactly, definitely. I'll give you another view of the room with the lights on. I won't go into detail with each game, but I'll kind of give you that. They can see kind of what it looks like with the Andrews Arcade originally looked like with the lights on. You had your Kroll over here. You got my posters over top. Beautiful, beautiful looking machines. All have great sounds. We love that. There's the beast. I heard his voice. He squalled. And got your Back to the Future when I worked at the movie theater in Corbin. And I bought the Dragon Slayer and the last Starfighter on the line, Multicade. Now you can see a good picture of the Andrews Arcade thing that I did. You can see the Space Invader. Let me get the whole thing in there for back up enough so you can see it all. That's a lot of hard work in that, son. But worth it for Andrew. You got these on templates, and I used the machine. And I painted all these by hand with brushes. Got the Donkey Kong and the damsel in distress sitting on top of the N and the D of Andrew. And arcade, Mario's falling off the A. We got Miss Pac-Man sitting on the D of the arcade, all painted with brushes. And you got the big Space Invader invading under the arcade thing. Cool. Got the Terminator. It was an awesome game. Arnold himself. Judgment Day. Great, great game. Shaq. Very, very awesome. Very, very cool. See the Pac-Man Vader on the top there. Ghost, I did that one too. Did all the painting in there. It's cut scenes from the movie on the Star Wars arcade. We got Blitz. And then we got the actual Space Invader scene. Meticulously done by hand. Used the template, traced them out, and then had to paint them all in by hand. Still see the kind of the brush strokes on each of the aliens. Even put the little fancy destruction on the ends. Destruction. Cool, cool. Even have my Back to the Future out of time thing when we went to Universal. Got that. So this is the arcade. Well, how do you like it? I hope you enjoyed seeing the arcade up close and personal. Like I said, it's the end of an era for me and Andrew. We love this arcade with all our hearts, but there comes a time when I have to give it a chance for somebody else to take it over and buy the machines and live out their dreams of owning an arcade. I've had nothing but fun with them. I cannot say I don't think about all the hardship it is to lug these things around and to go find them and stuff like that. That was all fun to be with my boy Andrew and being able to be able to experience together as a father and son this odyssey of owning our own version of an arcade. So we never did get a driving game like we wanted, but run out of space, run out of money, how that goes. But we hope the whole flock like this. So please like and subscribe. Show this to your friends. Show one of the last arcades that's out there that has been put together with love and admiration for the 80s. We sure appreciate you coming and watching the Badraven channel. And please try to get on a Patreon account and become a Elite Bad Birds. Just check out in the description and you can figure out what you have to do to be that. And we appreciate you coming today, and we're going to let you go. And goodbye.